No, I don't say there is no person. I say there is an experience of a person. I don't deny a person, but I deny a person that the person can realize anything. Because the person is already part of realization, and that what is part of realization cannot realize anything. It's like a share can, if a share knows to be a share, a share cannot share a share. Whatever, know a share. And the self cannot know the self. And if whatever. So I just say how it came up, says I am be what you cannot not be. It's like it was in San Diego, down maybe 15 years ago, or 18, and someone asked me, because Ramana's pointer is like be what you are, or be as you are. And he said, yeah, but the moment I try to be what I am, it's like an action. How can I am what I am? So yeah, then just try, because I said, okay, then let's go a bit deeper. Try to be what you cannot not be. And then there's a gap. You cannot finish it, you cannot grab it. There is a gap, like blank, totally blankness. And then maybe you experience in the total blankness you are. But you cannot know what that is. You cannot make it an object. Not even the subject. You are in the blankness of that absence. It's like a koan. It breaks your presence. Your presence cannot stay in that koan. And then there is a gap. But later on you make out of the gap against an understanding. Because the person or this phantom needs an uninterrupted story. So, but in that moment maybe you get a taste of the tastelessness of what you are. That what you are can never be tasted in anything. So you are the blankness or blankness, whatever. And then maybe that becomes a reference point, more and more. So as more you go into that, to be what you cannot not be, there is this blankness, and maybe it will widen out, and then it becomes your, can call it maybe your real home, where neither is or not what you are. So in that sense I pointed out that what you are is uninterrupted. It is in the present and in the absence. So in whatever you can imagine it is, and if there's no imagination, you still are. So you're not depending on any experience to exist, or any definition or anything. So it's a direct pointer, you may say, but it doesn't mean you can become what you are by that. It's just like it takes away what can be taken away, and you still are what you are. The absolute leftover, when everything is gone. There's no idea left of any object, subject, or anything. Even like in deep, deep sleep, you still exist. In spite of any presence or absence, you are. And this pointer is, I'm pointing to. So I'm not, can teach you that, because you are that. You are the master itself in it. Because every night you drop everything, and still you are in deep, deep sleep. And then every morning you are, it pops up again, and then the story continues. But you are with and without the story, with and without the presence. So you are in the presence, absence, and even prior to that presence, absence, with and without, whatever you can imagine, you are. And that can never be more or less by anything. So it's neither nothing or everything. It's nati-nati. You are absolutely don't know what you are and what you're not. So an absolute absence of one who knows or doesn't know anything. And not depending on anyone who knows or doesn't know anything. So no need to realize that. So in a way it's a paradox. You have to realize that you don't have to realize anything to be what you are. So it's an absolute unnecessity of anything. There is no necessity at all for you to know or not to know what you are. And that's called independency or moksha, or being free from freedom. So you are in prison experience and in freedom experience. You are. So what you are doesn't need to be free. It is as free in prison as it is free in freedom. So neither of that can deliver what you are, or take it away. So no problem. That is I am. But whenever you start with I, it always becomes not right. So that's why I agree with Ramana. The best thing, if you can, be quiet. Yeah. And be quiet means be complete as you are. And that completeness can never be touched by anything. You cannot lose it, you cannot gain it. It never needs to be known or not known. All what you can say, it cannot change that completeness you are.
And why was Nisargadatta talking about this 1 out of a million or whatever? the number was, but he was, it seems as if he was talking about numbers, small numbers.
Yeah, but he didn't call it a person or something. He said maybe in some persons the self can talk unfiltered. It's like without a personal flavor. It just comes direct, like Jesus called it the living words. It's like a loudspeaker without a speaker. It's like a loudspeaker where the energy is just pronouncing itself, the self pronouncing itself. And then maybe even 5 of 1 million or 1 of 1 million can be a loudspeaker without a speaker, without intention of teaching or anything to give. It's like the living word who has no direction, doesn't want to teach you anything. It just accepts you as you are. There's just the self talking, the self listening, without any necessity. So without any intention of higher and lower, or I can give you something, or now you have to understand. All of that is absent. There's just entertainment, the self-entertainment, where there is no difference. It's like Ramana's eye to eye is the same, where there is no teacher, no student, no guru, just self. And that they call good company, where there is no company. So in that sense, I'm in that tradition. But I still would not call them my whatever lineage or something, because for me the self has no lineage. There is no such thing as lineage, anything. But I would say that resonates whatever, more to what I am than something else. But not that I'm coming from anywhere.